Hi everybody, I'm Jack Jinseki, and joining me today is RymeForever.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I've been relaxing. Sparking Zero came out, so
Oh,
I've been I've been addicted. Let's just say that.
nice. So, what kind of content do you like to make?
I'm a big variety streamer. I'm a big fan of people coming into the streams for the person rather than the game that I play.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you come up with any kind of competitive game that's not like a shooter. I'm not a big fan.
Cool.
I'll probably try it out at some point. My Rocket League, Omega Strikers, things like that. Just whatever kind of fits the vibe for the day.
Nice.
And I do like to do streams with other people. I'm a big fan of multiplayer games. Single player, you put me in a spot where I don't have anybody to talk to. Uh, I'll just make fun of myself. So probably best to go with multiplayer games.
Nice. Uh, so, what made you want to be a VTuber?
Well, whenever I was finally coming into the streaming circle, I was a webcam streamer. I had face cam, and I just I didn't really like that kind of vibe. Well, I never really liked my face. So I was like, I wish there was a way I could get a face to words. But whenever I was young, I was stupid. I looked at VTubers as if they were like I can't really say that one for YouTube, but like, but for a very specific type of audience. Just
Yeah.
because I was more in like seeing vids of rather in well endowed VTubers. So my imaginations were this is more of a adult type vibes, not really for me. But as I grew up, I was like seeing more of my friends were looking at VTubers in a different light than what I had originally done so, and I found some male VTubers who were like super awesome, and one of them was like, if you don't really like yourself, if you really like yourself as a webcam streamer, then it might be best to try to put like even just like a PNG, just to have a face for people to recognize with your words. And I was like, that's pretty smart. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go full. Let's just do it. And I mean, I genuinely I love that guy so much for that.
Nice. So, what was the process for creating your character?
Well, whenever I was finally stepping into it, I think I was what, I think 2 years ago, 2022 should have been, I believe. I was like, I really want to talk about mental health because I'm more of
Yeah.
a writer, and mental health is something that's super important to me. And I was like, I need a lore for a character, so let's make a split personality right down the middle, one yin, one yang, and
Mm-hmm.
just go with that. And
Yeah.
instead of like making pretty basic characters, I instead took my own like perspective on life and rejection, and like the way that I was being raised. I was like, let's just make a lore for this character at first. And I was like, I'm also a furry, so let's just add in some ears. I really wish I could figure out a tail on the software I use, but
Yeah.
we'll get there at the end. But as I was going through, I was like, I'm not very good at art. Don't at me.
Hmm.
So I had to get like my little sibling to come in here and start helping like draw the eyes and all that good stuff. But the biggest part of the character is the lore behind it. The
Mm-hmm.
like she was abandoned whenever she was young because people just didn't understand,
Yes.
and she like went through life feeling alone but trying to intermingle with other humans because you don't want to live life alone. And it was really hard to do that because it's just whenever you're split down the middle, you might hurt somebody on accident. And I mean, we're all prone to that. We've hurt people. I know that that's how that happens. Nobody's fortunate enough to live that way, and I want everybody to know that like they're not alone going in life.
Of
And if they
course.
need somebody, I will gladly be the face that they need. And
Of course.
that's what yin and yang have always been. Just
Hmm. Uh, so, and so you did your own character art and everything.
I did, yeah. Except for the jacket and the crop top,
Yeah.
everything here was. done through a separate like a separate entity, but I drew all of the art and I imported it into the software, and I tried my hardest
Of
to make
course.
this as good as I can, but it's hard. 3D art is very difficult.
I can only imagine. I've only tried it like 8 times and failed every single time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like they had like little adjustable dots on the 3D platform, and I would like push one into one direction, and then I would look at it from another direction, and it was gone like 1,000 digits in another axis, and I'm just like that okay, delete that. I can't use that. That is not near my body anymore.
We need to get to like. Did you ever see the movie Minority Report?
I did not know.
There's a scene where Tom Cruise is playing around with this weird holographic 3-dimensional computer. We need to get to that point, I think.
Yes, yeah, yeah. That would be much easier than using a mouse to do anything in 3D.
So, do you do a lot of collaboration with other VTubers?
I do. I've like I said earlier, I've always been a fan of multiplayer games.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time, I'm playing with people who do stream. Sometimes I'm not, but um, whenever I do them, good half the time, somebody else is going to be streaming with me. It's mostly Nani. Let's be
Mm-hmm.
real.
Yep.
Just because, I mean, relationship goals and all that good stuff. Let's stream together. That seems like such a cute thing to do. But there are a lot of other VTubers in my circle who we do streams with. Like I've done Guilty Gear streams with my buddy Wooler.
Mm-hmm.
I've done Fall Guys streams with my sibling Garen, who's another VTuber. Like it's just. Anybody who wants to stream with me, I will gladly stream with, even if they're like randoms. Though I will say I am a shy bundle whenever it comes to new people, but I would love to do more random collabs with VTubers. But I think those are my favorite streams, just because you get a lot of chat interaction in
Mm-hmm.
more than one way, and it's a great way of growing. Honestly, if you have like younger VTubers doing collabs with bigger VTubers, and then they just like really show off like who they are, kind of like these interviews, you know, where you're yapping about yourself.
Hmm.
So you'll end up. Seeing who this person is through the eyes of somebody that they already enjoy. So it's a great thing to do. I love collabs.
Well, that's one of the things that it's sort of a fringe benefit of doing these interviews, because the thing is that when you're playing a game all the time, you don't really talk about yourself so much. I mean,
Yeah, no,
you'll talk,
especially with the big games.
yeah, you'll talk about like the game you're playing, or you'll talk about things that happened to you today, but you don't
Mhm.
necessarily talk about like who you are as a person.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean, like, I'm thinking about it. Whenever you watching like bigger streamers, like pros, you'll see like he's cracked, one shot, and things like that. Like that's not who you are. You have not shot anybody in your life.
But and interesting side note, one of the biggest problems that I've run into on these streams is figuring out how to pronounce the person's name, because you don't usually say your name in the middle of a stream, because why would you say your own name unless you were like introducing yourself?
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. I do it. I get onto myself sometimes, so I'm just like, God dang it, Rhyme, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
But like,
Yours is fortunate because it's easy enough. RymeForever, it's pretty
yeah,
straightforward. But sometimes it's not so easy. Like Nani, I mean, Nani was on this stream not too long ago, and I was like, Nani Nani Gen? I'm not sure.
yeah. I mean, I've heard it all for Nani. I always joke because we'll be in comps. I'll call him Nani Jin just to get on his nerves, and he's like, like. I mean, it's not my fault that other people that you rate off to randomly call you this.
So, uh, so what was the first anime you ever watched, and what drew you to it?
I'm gonna sound like a broken record to all your viewers, but Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
But my sibling was like a big fan. We used to watch like anime on the old Adult Swim Toonami, and like thinking about it, the only ones that I can really remember are like Dead Man Wonderland, Naruto, and Dragon Ball. At least from that like era, whenever I was super young.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball was definitely the most important to me. It's been following me this whole time, like my entire life. I'm kind of surprised I didn't go with like a Dragon Ball-esque character as my VTuber model, just because of how much Dragon Ball has really impacted my life. I didn't know how much it would have impacted my life whenever I started VTubing, though. I guess so. We're not really like I got Kakarot on a whim, and whenever it was like, let's see, no, hold on. I just started VTubing at 2021. 2022, hold on. My whole timeline's messed up. Yeah, it was 3 years ago I started VTubing, because it was July 21. But in July 28th of 22, I ended up hopping over to a buddy's streaming Kakarot, a speedrun with Nani. And I was like, it's Nani's birthday. I was like, I'm gonna hop over there and go check out this guy, see how much I enjoy his content. And I did. I enjoyed more than his content a bit later on, but so we don't have to go into that. But I was like, it was his birthday. He didn't have affiliate yet. I was like, I'm gonna love bomb. So I sent all my viewers there, got as much as I could there, just because like it's like a collab, really. Like it's what it feels like to me. It's like you gotta share love with people, and
yeah,
that's what I wanted. And I mean, it's really funny that his birthday is his affiliate anniversary, so he doesn't have to celebrate them on separate days. But also, his birthday is the day that I joined Discord a year prior. So that's neat. It's kind of cute, but
nice.
Dragon Ball really drew me in, just with the crazy graphics, a lot of good stuff. Like the beams were just so interesting to like the ADHD numbing, pretty much. Just like oh yeah, that's it for me.
I'm going to stand in the direct path of your attack. I will not dodge. I will not get out of the way at all. I will absorb it just to prove how strong I am.
I mean, that's how you win fights, according to them. You scream and you let people attack you. That's how you win. There's a form in the manga where it's like literally, it just hit me and I'll get stronger. That's like how it's always been, pretty much, just its own separate form of like, please come on. It's so funny.
Yeah, I'm for people out there who have never been in a fight. Do not stand directly in the path of the punch.
Do not. No. Get out of there if you can, but if you can't, don't stand.
Oh boy. So, what's the next anime you would like to watch?
That's gonna be Blue Lock Season 2. Blue Lock's first season was fantastic visually, and like, it's a sports anime. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. For the same reason that Dragon Ball is not everybody's cup of tea. Just imagine Dragon Ball in like a soccer anime. That's not something that everybody's going to be partaking in, especially considering like there's a very specific demographic of people who enjoy sports anime just because they're very flamboyant. We'll go with that terminology just to make life easy. And it's very, very extra. But Blue Lock was probably the least extra in its own like actions. Like, you have 300 kids come in. They're all strikers. They're all trying to become Japanese best striker, and Japan's best striker. Something's wrong with me. Gotta turn on the wires again. But they're trying to be Japan's best striker, and they're not doing anything that's like wildly impossible until like later in the first season. But the visuals just make it just so good. Like, you've got characters, their eyes especially are just like bursting. The main character is trying to figure out how to play his position, and he's like, a lot of the time they do symbolism where he's a puzzle and there's just pieces that are falling in place. It's absolutely gorgeous. And season 2 was left on like a cliffhanger because like they have to go against 5 of the world's best players. And I don't know if they're like real players, because I don't like actually like soccer, but they're gonna be playing against them, and I'm just like, this seems interesting, and I'm really excited for season 2.
Nice. I've only watched one sports anime in the past, and that was Hayaku. So
That's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really just like it's on the surface level. It seems ridiculous to get pumped up about for an anime about volleyball.
Yeah, yeah. Of all things, I could definitely see that. Like volleyball is one of those more niche sports, um, whereas soccer and like football, they're just bigger. They're way bigger. But I mean, Haikyuu's got some of the greatest character development out of any anime like ever, though.
But that's what's great about anime is that they can take anything and just bump it up to 11.
Yeah.
It will seem totally insignificant to the rest of the world, but to that character, it's the freaking Super Bowl all over again.
Yeah, it really is, and they did just such a good job with like visuals, with character development, like even like the smallest little things, like whenever Hinata finally gets a good hit in and his eyes are closed, it's like oh, that's such a neat way to do that, like that's such good character development. And then later on he starts opening his eyes, that is like incredibly impactful. But in the grand scheme of things, literally bro just opened his eyes to play volleyball. But
Yeah.
they made it just like they made it just such a big thing. Like, oh my god, his eyes are open. Like, that's every day, guys.
So, your ideal stream, who are you inviting? And it can be anyone. It can be George Washington if you want. It can be anyone. Who are you inviting?
It can be anyone. It's such a rough question, considering that everybody in the world, even in the past, is available to me. Like, imagine me going to stream and then just like getting Genghis Khan to come in and just being absolutely overwhelmed by the fact that there's computers in front of me. Like, I'm imagining the historians would be blown away by a time traveling fox who's like, all right, let's come play Kakarot with me. But in all honesty, I think if it's an ideal stream for me, like in my eyes, everybody has their own world, and my world does not really involve celebrities and like the top 1%. That's not who I am. They don't really impact me. They don't really have a big influence on me. You know, I'm not huge on media. I'm very media illiterate. I'm gonna be honest with you. But if it's an ideal stream for me, it's gonna be the people who really have impacted my world. So it's going to be Nani, my best friend Remy, and my sibling Garen, and that's probably it. Honestly, those people they've really grown me, because like whenever I met Nani, I was like, I'm not a guy. Like I'm not. I may be assigned male at birth, but I'm not a man. I know that, but I didn't know what I was. I wasn't sure of myself because I was depressed in high school, and I went into a very toxic relationship. So I was never really allowed to. I say relationship, I mean friendship. But I was never really allowed to be myself, and I met Remy through Rocket League. I know it's terrible. Seriously, like obviously meet your heroes, but not in Rocket League. Oh man, but she gave me such a safe space. I talked with one of her friends in her Discord, and for a good maybe day and a half, I was like, I think I might leave, just because I was shy to talk to a moderator, because my old friend was really toxic to me and didn't allow me to be me. And one of my buddies, Fire, wonderful human being, was like, let me talk with her. And finally I talked with her about the issue, and she made me feel very safe, very comfy. And she has been by my side ever since then. She's a saint. And whenever I was finally starting to come into myself, she was like, just be you. And I'm just like, well, I'm a woman. That's what I am. And Remy's like, I got you, girl. And I'm just like, she's the greatest.
That's very nice. So, what do you look for in a video game?
It's definitely dependent on like the genre. Like if I'm going for like a kind of like a single player turn based RPG, it's gonna be story. But in majority of the games that I play, I want movement and I want character expression.
Mm-hmm.
Or player expression, not character expression. Character expression is different. I want player expression. So if I have like a game that is super high paced and there's not a lot of mechanics, I want the mechanics to be able to combine together to make like a Rubik's cube, like a puzzle. Like I want to be able to basically say, if I can get really good at inputting this in a very specific way, that I'm going to be able to do, etc., etc., etc. Like advanced rock paper scissors. If your game is literally rock and scissors, like obviously there's a meta pick, and meta is bad. I genuinely think that having top tier characters is not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But balanced games where you have the same amount of mechanics and all that good stuff, if you're able to understand those mechanics and how they flow together, then you can do a lot more than rock and scissors. You can do rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock, gun for some reason. You can do whatever you want in it, and that right there is so good because it takes away the look at this, I'm playing the most broken character in the game, you can't beat me, and it becomes, look at me, I'm playing the most broken character in the game, how did you beat me? And that skill is what I really want. I want to be me whenever I'm playing video games, and that is something I don't see a lot, unless it's like a very like wide arena with big movement as the primary point of the game.
Of course.
I think that's it's just such a beautiful way of doing it because it doesn't feel like work, and it doesn't feel like you have to play a specific way. You get to play your way. So like Rhyme's Rocket League is different than Remy's Rocket League, or et cetera, et cetera. You can just that's my take on everything pretty much. It's, as long as you get to be you in anything, the creator did a great job. So that's what I've got for you.
And so on that note, what games are you looking forward to?
If you asked me this like a few days ago, I would have said Sparking Zero, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm addicted. But on another like level of player expression, another game coming out later on. I'm sure if there's another broken record, is gonna be the Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Mm-hmm.
The Sonic games, just like whenever they're in the correct formula, like the goal of the game, like it's not wildly difficult for the casual player, which is great. I think that's a great habit to have. If you're making a video game, don't make it difficult for everybody, that is. But instead, your goal is to try to increase your time.
Mm-hmm.
Watching Sonic speedruns is insane because they'll like skip the intended route and it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then they'll boost in through a window and then just finish the level like that. It's like, how did you find that? I couldn't. I have no idea how they do it. And it's just awesome. Like the player expression in Sonic games is way better than a lot of the people that hate Sonic give it credit for. And I'm looking forward to Sonic X Shadow Generations for that reason.
Oh boy, I'm just thinking of the Mario 64 speed run where, you know, he like jumps through 30 different walls and finishes the level in like 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like you can do like the backwards long jumps, just like having so much fun. It's like these stairs keep going. Let me just jump backwards and I'm gonna get there. And it doesn't make any sense, but like I can do it. I've done it. It's fun.
So, what are your goals for your channel?
My goals for the channel are just to grow a community that's much more willing to accept everybody, of all walks of life. And I'm not looking to be big. I don't need money. I mean, I do need money, but I don't need money from Twitch. That's never been the goal. You don't want to go into this with that being the goal. Instead, I want people who are looking for help to come like there and like have a safe space to be. I want to reach everybody, but not only that, give them smiles, because a smile is the best currency in the world. I don't know why we have money. Whenever everybody could just smile at each other, that like, I mean, I would give people like, it's how, you know, like you think about it. You give somebody who is struggling financially some money, they'll smile and they'll say thank you. They may not like repay you, but you did a good service and they gave you currency of a smile. And that right there, that's what I want. That's basically what I want. Let me not say I want everybody to be homeless. I'm meaning I want I want everybody that comes in there to not exactly be a better person, but be in a better spot than they were
Yeah,
beforehand. So give me thousands of viewers who come in that don't give me any money, uh, and just stick around so that they can be happy. That's what I want.
of course.
That's my goal.
So, who is your favorite VTuber and why?
So there's definite bias, whenever it comes. I mean, it's a very biased question. Let's be real, but I feel like it's unfair to the bigger VTubers if I consider like Nani and Remy as part of this question. So excluding the ones that I like personally know and have
Mm-hmm.
like a good relationship with, I'm gonna have to go with Korone.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, she's adorable. That's the main reason. I
Yep.
know that I don't go on Twitter very often, and I'm very, very, very rarely on social media. But anytime I'm on and I see something posted by Corona Noises, it's getting watched by me because she's just like her English is the cutest thing. I swear, like I was watching her play Fall Guys once, and she's just going my egg, just like running around, just no. It is the sweetest thing. I absolutely love whenever that happens, and I'll quote her a lot. Like if we're like in a tough spot, me and my sibling are in a tough spot. I'm just like Jesus, please, please. We just have so much fun with it. Like she knows she's cute. She knows
Yeah.
she's cute, and I love that. I love that for her. So Korone, favorite VTuber outside of Nani.
Mm. And what advice would you give to someone who wants to be an entertainer?
There are a few tidbits of things that I would give.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, never go into it for money,
Yep.
because whenever it starts out, you might get like a few pennies, monetization, especially from like YouTube. No, you're not gonna get much. That's just how it is. That's okay. Do not worry. If you're going into it for money, you're gonna quit.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing, I think that this is genuinely the biggest thing. I thought about this, is never, whenever you are not feeling like you can give 100% of yourself to people around you, even, it is not worth to stream. It is or not worth to try to entertain. You just take a break, right? Mental breaks are the biggest thing in life. If you cannot hold yourself at a respectable level for people, for yourself, like if you could realize like I don't feel okay, I don't feel like I can do this. If you force yourself, it's gonna get way worse, and it's gonna continue that negative feedback loop.
Oh yeah.
Like there are people who can, but those people are like, I don't even know, they're like resistant to earthquakes, but like, you and I, no, we're not resistant to earthquakes. It happens. Like, if you're like, or just like as examples, if you're going through like a breakup, or if you're like super sick, or there's a cat under your house that's driving your nose insane, like me right now, it's probably best to just relax a bit and
Of
to
course.
take a day off. Um,
It,
you don't want to be stressing whenever you're in a stressful position.
yeah. I've unfortunately been running into that wall a lot recently. Uh, you
I'm
know.
sorry.
Oh no. It's fine. I've been taking steps to just kind of every once in a while just taking a breath and just trying to step back and not worry and remember that nothing, no one's gonna die. Nothing's
Yeah,
gonna explode.
yeah. I mean, maybe your mind will explode at some point, but it won't be too bad. It'll always get better.
Yeah.
And like the only things that we have like full control over are the things that we should be focusing on. But if we can't really control it, then we can control how we react.
Yeah.
And it's very important to try to do our best to limit as much stress as there is, just taking the small pieces out as fast as possible, and then deal with the big things. But even then, it's hard. So I don't know what you're going through. I don't know all that good stuff, but I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
that the stress is definitely bad. So I do have sympathy for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. So which do you prefer, Elvis or the Beatles?
It's gonna have to be the Beatles.
Hmm.
I do love both, but I genuinely think that the Beatles is easily like in my top favorite like classic bands, just because like you have so much variety in it. You can really like era defining, I would say, but even then it's like multiple eras coming together. But I was definitely more like uh, enveloped in the Beatles whenever I
Yep.
was growing up. Like my dad used to take me to karaoke, and like I would have fun with a lot of songs, like "Carry On My Wayward Son" by Kansas, or
Yep.
like "Pour Some Sugar on Me" by Def Leppard. But my
Mm-hmm.
dad would always sing "Come Together,"
Oh yeah.
and that song is just gibberish. but but it's my kind of humor, because you don't want to like look at it from an outside perspective and be like, what the heck is Walrus Gumboot? No, it doesn't matter. It's a good song. You looking at it is the point that they did it like that. They actively made it gibberish. John Lennon made it gibberish just so people would fall for it, and they did, and it's the greatest.
Okay, so you're on a boat with friends. What artist are you listening to?
It's gonna be a variety of artists. Like, I want to say it's gonna be my music. It's not gonna be my music. There's just no way. My friends are so overpowering or whatever. They will be playing 100%. If it's Nani, Remy, Garen, and Liebling, Remy's like fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got asked to be their bridesmaid.
Yep.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry. Just had to have like a little moment of rejoice. Like, love you,
Nice.
Remy. I know you'll be watching this at some point. But
Hey,
they
congratulations.
yeah. They they'll definitely be playing a lot of the like 2000s pop music. California Girls, not the one by the Beach Boys. Uh, like maybe like Count Stars by One Republic, but
Mhm.
generally speaking, we're gonna get like Party in the USA, and I swear to you that that boat is gonna be moving from more than just the waves. We're gonna be tipping it, going back and forth, just like dancing and vibing to those songs while just singing as loud as we can. Those poor fish.
So 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 if it was your choice though, would you be listening to your music?
uh, Probably, yeah. Honestly, just because like I don't know. I don't think that my music is like crazy awkward and weird, but it's like one like big band, and Remy's already shown that she enjoys some of their songs. I say band, it's like one artist.
Mm-hmm.
But if nobody's vibing with it, there are way more. Like I have so much music in the back pocket, but it's probably gonna be video game music.
Okay.
That's just how it is. Like Guilty Gear Strive's entire OST is just, oh my god, it's absolutely wonderful. I have to send you one of their songs.
Hmm.
I definitely recommend for anybody watching, if you have not listened to any Guilty Gear Strive music. I think my favorite is Armor Clad Faith. Give it a good listen. I genuinely think that like most people will like it if they're into alternative rock and like heavier songs like that. Uh, but if not, then it's gonna be like the Omega Strikers musical playlist, which I'm sure that you don't know about that one, but it's a bunch of like it's a variety. There's like electronic dance music, trap, and like heavier rock, all that good stuff. It's really fun. I'll have to send you one of those as well.
Nice. Has a movie ever made you cry?
The only I'm not huge on movies. I don't really watch like a lot of
Yeah.
movies, unfortunately. I'm way more of a gamer, but games have definitely made me cry.
Mm-hmm.
Most recently, Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Mm-hmm.
My no spoilies, but oh my god. I tell you, at the end, after everything happened, my sibling was like, "Well, Ryan, um, are your eyes dry yet?" And I said in the most like shaky, upset voice, "I feel like if I start talking, I'm gonna cry again." And I swear, I was not okay. I started laughing at myself for sounding like that, but then the tears started up again. It's so sad. It's
Mm-hmm.
so sad. Oh my god, it's. But as for movies, I may sound a little cheesy to your audience, but this was like a long time ago. Like, I'm a very, very empathetic person.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I watched Sky High, that old like superhero high school movie, there was a point where the main character, struggling to find what his superpower was, started bench pressing, and the strain on his face, I remember it vividly, almost had me crying.
And this is just a brief aside. This is actually the second take of an interview that we've done because I boomered the audio on the first one. I totally screwed it up, but I wanted to reiterate this point from the first time. I think that the reason that it sounds cheesy because Sky High is it's got like a camp element to it, but I think that it's I think the reason that those things impact us so hard is because the movie is it appeals to like your inner child, and so when it hits you, it kind of hits your inner child as well, and so that makes it all the more impactful.
Yeah, it's got like a sweet innocence to it, and it's just like, let's just make, like, for some reason, let's just make this a sad moment somehow with only facial expression. Like, don't do that to me. I'm just trying to be happy and be a kid again.
Okay, so your friends just dropped in to play video games. What are you playing?
Well, I do love this question just because like this happens quite like we used to do monthly hangouts. We actually like thinking about it in high school. Every Friday we would go play games like together.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like off the cuff, most likely it's gonna be my buddy Wooler. So we're gonna be playing games like Smash Bros, WarioWare Move It, Mario Kart, maybe Mario Party. Jamboree's coming out. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. That would be fun. But yeah, we're playing like Nintendo party games more often than not. I will be including Smash Bros in party game there.
Nice.
But we used to play Smash Bros and board games all the time. Like legitimately, we like I don't know. I'm not meaning like Monopoly whenever it comes to board games. Like that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get over there. We're gonna sit there. We're gonna play probably Smash Bros to start. Then we're gonna play some Mario Kart. Then we're gonna play WarioWare.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely, and then we're gonna stop and we're gonna play board games. There are some great ones that we play, like Potion Explosion. I don't know if you've ever played. I don't know how many board games you've played, but they're like most people whenever they think board games, they think of like the bad ones, like Monopoly, and Life. Mm-hmm. And like I like no disrespect to anybody in the chat that likes those games. Those games are bad. Whenever you compare them to a lot of the higher stakes board games, they're super fun. But continue.
As a brief aside, there's like a no Monopoly rule in my house because it just got too angry. The game just seems to draw out the absolute worst parts of everyone's personality,
which I think is hilarious because it was like a political game. It was talking about how like capitalist greed gets people angry, and then you just like watch as people playing Monopoly. It's like, oh my god, how did you guys fit this perfectly? You actively embodied what the person was trying to explain in their own political sense. I think that might be the funniest part about Monopoly. I do not like Monopoly, right? I just don't. There are some great board games. One that we used to play, I really wish other people liked it as much as me, but like poker, right? It was poker, but you had dice. It's like Yahtzee. You rolled it, and it would just like have like I don't really remember exactly what it would have, but it would have like poker cards, and you would just play poker with your dice there, and try to make something work with what you rolled. It was so neat.
Speaking of which, chess or poker?
Now I'm gonna feel kind of silly saying chess here because I just talked about a board game of poker, but it's gonna be chess. I'm a big fan of skill. Like I said earlier,
course.
like player expression and skill.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that with poker, there is a great deal of skill that goes into like the social deception kind of vibes, like bluffing and all that good stuff. But generally speaking, in our previous take,
Mm-hmm.
you're dealt what you're dealt, and there's nothing you can do to change it unless you're actively cheating. But in chess, it's your game.
Of course.
So you're playing against yourself. You're playing against an opponent, obviously, but you have so much room to grow. You have, I mean, I suck at chess still, but you have a lot of growth to go for. And that right there is super fun. Me and my sibling, we were like kind of raised on chess.
Mm.
And my dad has a pretty funny story of my sibling playing. Just to give you like a brief rundown of how good my sibling is at chess. They were, I think, like 6 or 7 at the time, and my dad's friend, who was like really good at chess at the time,
Mm-hmm.
was like, I bet I could beat them at this. So they sat down. 30 seconds later, checkmate, says my sibling. Oh man, I can't believe it. Oh, it's so funny to get hit with a freaking 3-move checkmate or 4-move checkmate, and you're over there being all cocky. Oh man.
uh, so, home cooked meal or restaurant?
It's gonna have to be a home cooked meal,
Mm-hmm.
easily. Like there's something you get out of it. Like there's a special type of satisfaction you get. Like I mean, you think about it. Like I'm sure that people have gotten breakfast tacos from like other like restaurants or fast food places. I don't know what they put in there. I don't. Right? That's the one exception to this rule. I would prefer a home cooked meal, but breakfast tacos from places are just absolutely magnificent for some reason. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're like a divine gift of God, so they have
Mm-hmm.
a separate bias. But home cooked meals are always the best. I think about like my sibling. My sibling is probably the best cook I have ever like had. Right? My favorite meal is their chicken parmesan. It's
Nice.
it is absolutely magnificent. I don't understand how you could be such a good cook. Like they made they did like a first try salmon on the air fryer, and they like grabbed it. They put like I don't know. I don't think it was Dijon mustard. I think they like mixed. I think they mixed like honey, mustard, and mayo, I believe, and they like layered on that, and they grabbed like this like a special seasoning, popped it on there, popped it in the air fryer. Best salmon I have ever had.
Hmm.
I don't know how you do it. It's wonderful to me. I guess
Mm-hmm.
it's like like um like I am white. White does not season their food, you know, but for some reason my family's really good at cooking, despite being white.
There you
Like
go.
we do pretty good with the seasonings. My dad has been in competitions down here in Texas for barbecue. I just said Texas like a Southerner, didn't I? Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I dox myself, but down here in Texas, you expect barbecue challenges to be really rough, and
Yep.
my dad always placed whenever it came to brisket.
Yeah. Which is not easy.
It's not easy, but if you do it every time, you got a good brisket.
Oh. So, on the other side, opposite good cooking, you're hungry and the only place to eat is a gas station. What do you get?
I'm gonna get myself one of those big gas station pickles, you know the ones,
Mm-hmm.
and some like a beef jerky, maybe some like, sorry, excuse me, some what do they call it? Like Slim Jims, the sticks.
Yes.
I think it's a Slim Jim. Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta get one of those, right? Like if you're eating there, like you're gonna want something that's not. Don't get sushi. let's just say that. I think that's the easiest way I can put this.
It's I've never seen sushi at a gas station, but for some reason that's the thing that everybody's like gas station sushi is the joke about
Yeah,
bad food to get.
it's not good. Like you get if you get seafood from a place that's not on the water, you don't expect perfection. If it's in a gas station, You're getting so many diseases.
Kill it with fire.
It's so bad. Like you may as well kill it with fire. Pretty much pop it up there like straight into your campfire. Like make it be fodder for fodder for spores later rather than anything. But I'm thinking about it. Right, if I'm eating at a gas station, something went wrong. I don't know where I am. Like I should be getting food from a fast food place, not a gas station. So either I have been on the road for a long time and my legs are hurting, which pickles are great. First, seriously, chat, seriously, pickles. If you're cramping, I don't know what it. I don't really know what it is, but it fixes it so fast. So that like. Either I've been on the road, my legs are hurting, and I get that pickle for that reason. I just like pickles. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I just like pickles.
It's got electrolytes. It's what plants crave. Have you ever seen Idiocracy?
I've not. No.
Oh, okay. The joke is that in the future everyone is stupid and
they no.
And they replace all beverages with what is effectively Gatorade, and then they start to water all of their crops with Gatorade, they're salting the earth.
Yeah, they're salting it. Oh no, oh my goodness.
And they can't grow any food because they don't realize they're salting the earth.
Electrolytes is what plants need. No, it is not. No, it is not.
And the way they sell it is it's what plants crave.
That is so good. Oh no, those poor plants.
That movie, incidentally, the movie Idiocracy is excellent. I highly recommend it. It's really funny.
That sounds very funny. If they're giving plants salt and saying make us water, like no, you failed miserably.
Okay, so you're at the mall. What do you make a beeline for?
It's gonna have to be the GameStop. Like gamer at heart, always gonna be that way. And malls typically have a GameStop. I say typically because ours doesn't. Why? It really upsets me because I remember going there and being like, oh, I'm gonna go to the GameStop. Going in there and there's like little trials you can do. Like I used to try some of their games that they had. Oh, Walmart has the same thing. Just go up in there and try some of the games that they have on their display or whatever. But ours just doesn't have a GameStop, and it's the saddest thing because I want to go check out all the games that I can't buy.
Yeah,
it's better than going out there and checking all the clothes I can't buy. But if there's no GameStop, I might go get myself a cookie. I don't know. I do love myself a good cookie from the mall. Nice. Either that or one of those soft pretzels.
Oh yes.
Do you prefer soft pretzels or hard pretzels? I'm curious.
I will if it's like a mall pretzel, I'll get a soft cinnamon sugar pretzel.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
The thing
is, making me want one.
Yeah. The thing is that if it's like if I'm at the store, they don't really. I'm not gonna go to like the frozen section and get the soft pretzels there. I'd rather just get the bag of the cheapy $1 bag of. They recycled this from a bar pretzels.
Yeah. The like they recycled it from the bar is fantastic. That is a really good way of putting it. Yes, yeah. I do love myself some good old salted hard pretzels. I've had these like seasoned pretzels. I can't do it. Like it's just salt for me, please. I'm like a plant. That's what I crave.
Okay, so what's the funniest prank you ever pulled?
So I'm not like a big prankster in real life. I do it in like like Minecraft servers and all that good stuff. But I think the funniest one I've ever pulled. I'm sure your chat is gonna think it's really stupid, but I was young. I was young. That's my copium. And my grandmother is very gullible.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all probably know the trick of if your left hand is bigger than your face, you might have cancer. It's a sign of cancer. I got her to do that. I tell you, I slapped her in the hand, smacked her right in the face with it, and just started laughing. Oh my god. Oh my god, her reaction. Like, we live in the South, so it's not like it's like, I can't believe you did that. No, it's a well, I never. Just, it makes it infinitely better. We always used to get on to her for it, because like Garen, my sibling, has some kids, and those kids would be talking, and then there was one point, I don't really remember what they said, but they said something, and my grandmother was like, well, I'd never, just in a joking way, and me and Garen look at each other, and we go, never what? Like...
Yeah, no, I could get away with doing that. I would be dead. My family would kill me. So, have you ever been in a fight?
I've not. No, I've never really taken. I've never taken a punch. I've never made a punch. I'm sure that people have tried to get in there because I was kind of a jerk in high school. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to get in like roast wars all the time, and I would go. Sometimes I would go a little bit too far. Normally it's like, you get like a fuzzy haircut, I'm gonna call you a human microphone, that kind of stuff. That's my kind of vibe. That's what I normally go for. But sometimes I went a little overboard, and got into more of a darker territory. Don't do that. I know that you're in high school, you're edgy. Just don't do that. It doesn't do anything.
Honestly, I would say that in high school you're allowed to be a little bit of a jerk because you're testing you're testing it out, really. You're testing it out. You're testing the social boundaries to see what you can get away with, and I think that's healthy. It's part of the development process, and if you don't do it,
that's fair.
If you don't do it and you're like freaking just trying to be nice all the time, you end up like me. with no social skills at all.
With no social skills at all. This is coming from the interviewer, chat. The one who actively messaged me on Twitter and said, "Hey, I've been seeing you kicking around. No social skills." He says.
I'll tell you what. That's the reason I do these interviews. Is mostly to help build my social skills.
Well,
I have none.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really have enjoyed these interviews, so I definitely think that they've been really good on you. Because I am kind of surprised that you say that you do not have good social skills.
I genuinely don't. You'd be shocked.
Don't even worry. I remember I met one of my buddies. One of my super close buddies now. We call him Dark. He's kind of a dingus. Well, he's the one that gets bullied of the group, so don't worry. Whenever I call him a dingus, it's endearing.
Yeah.
But whenever we first met, I streamed Rocket League. He hopped in and was like, "Hey, just here to chill or whatever." Join my Discord, and one day I was just chilling out in my general chat, and he joins. He goes, "Sup?" I go, "Yo." 30 minutes of silence. Right after that. None of us are speaking, and then finally somebody else joins. And we all play threes in Rocket League. Yeah. I have no social skills. I am super shy. I am...
Yeah, I feel as though since the advent of the internet, everyone's social skills have just gone completely into the toilet.
Yeah, it's bad for us.
Yeah. Because you think you're awkward, but the thing is that at a certain point it used to be the case that you're awkward, but you have to go outside eventually because that's where everything is, and now we're all inside, and there's internet, and you can theoretically stay on the internet forever without having to interact with literally anyone. And so this I feel like is a good middle ground. I'm not going outside because I live in the middle of the sticks and there's nothing here. There's 20 minutes to the nearest civilization, and It's good though. I think it's good because I'm finally, I'm talking to new people all the time, and I value that very highly. Uh, okay, so
I'm gonna be honest.
Yep.
Jack,
What?
that was adorable.
Oh, thank you.
I do think it's good to like speak with other people.
Yeah.
Because everybody's on their own walk of life, and they can always offer some amount of assistance. So I'm glad that I could be here to at least help in some variety for your social skills. But
Well, thank you very much.
I do think that it's a pretty sweet thing, honestly. So
Okay, so you find $20 in the street. What do you buy with it?
I know I made this joke last time, but seriously, I genuinely I get so upset with this, but like it's legitimately enough to buy maybe a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Like it's like if it was $200, I might be able to do something with it, but it's 20, so it's like but it's gonna have to probably be either like one meal because that's about all you can really get with that, or
Yes.
one of those cheap games on Steam, like not nothing too terrible. Like there's a bunch of roguelikes, honestly, that are about that price. Thinking about it, like I've got one on my wish list, Quantum Protocol.
Yep.
Like there's super simple stuff. If I got $20, I'd probably just be like, I'm gonna put the bill on Quantum Protocol and grab that. Like that's about right. But more likely than not, it's gonna be food. I like to eat.
Speaking of which, is there a food you've always been curious to try but never have?
On a probably another completely opposite spectrum of cheap food, I don't think that this is a cheap food at all, but it's gonna have to be squid ink noodles.
Yep.
I don't know what kind of price that I might even look it up here in a second. Like I don't know what
Hold
kind
on.
of price there.
Let's see. We'll break the illusion that we're in the middle of the woods for one moment. Squid ink noodles. Let's see what it. Oh well, it just how to make. Price. There we go. Squid ink pasta for a. Where is it? For an 8-ounce pack, it's $25. Holy cow! Oh wait, no wait. Oh, package of 2, so 1 pound, $25.
No, I'm not getting those anytime soon.
there's gotta be a cheaper one than that.
I mean, that's insanity to think about. That's such like a lavish thing. I didn't know it was so crazy expensive.
Okay, here we go. This one's it's cheaper, but still $12 for 1 pound.
Oh my goodness,
That.
Oh my god.
That's nuts.
Maybe it's hard to get squid ink. Like I'm not really sure. I've never gotten squid ink myself.
I mean, it comes free with the rest of the squid. Everybody's eating the calamari. Who's getting the squid ink?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah. Other than that, they're probably gonna kill me. But fugu.
Yep. I mentioned.
It's just.
Oh, sorry.
It's just like last time. It's just morbid curiosity.
Oh yeah.
It's just. I have to know. One day I have to. Like if okay, you know what? Last meal. Like if I ever end up on death row, give me fugu, because that might just kill me already. like I'm already passing away. That's like seems like a perfect time for morbid curiosity to take hold. It's probably what's gonna be the worst part is though. I imagine if I was on death row and I asked for fugu as my last meal and I got it, it would taste disgusting. I feel like I would hate myself as I'm about to be executed. Like, ah man, I really did not finish up food the vital way. Aw.
No, they stick you in the chair. So how was the food?
Yeah. Did you at least have a good meal? Okay.
It's okay. I've had better. Okay. Which is your favorite holiday and why?
Your chat is gonna think I'm so corny. Oh man, they're gonna think I'm so corny. If you asked me this like last year, I would probably say Christmas, maybe Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
but now it's gonna have to be Valentine's Day. I just okay. So chat. I know y'all are probably thinking I am the corniest person with this interview. I've said some very cheesy things, um, but my anniversary is February 4th with
Yep.
Nani, and after we gave all of our emotions, after we talked about like confessed our love for each other, on that day I was like, you know what? Let's just ask him out. And I was in comms with somebody, and they said something about. Oh, I remember. Okay, so this one we keep secret from the parents. So I'm gonna quiet up and I'm gonna get a little bit closer to the mic. I'm sorry for the ASMR chat, but in my previous relationship, we split up in January. It was not very mutual, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one on the downside. I was
Yep.
very depressed in January, and my friend Butter on the 4th was like, "Hey Ryan, how's our relationship going?" And I said, "I don't know. Let's see." And I pulled up my Discord. I went to Nani, and I sent him a GIF saying, "Will you be my Valentine?" And he said yes. And I said, "Oh, Butter, I think me and Nani are doing good." And I tell you, like, all of the depression left me at that moment because, like, I mean, it wasn't like I didn't jump into this relationship. Like in the past, I was like, I don't really want to be with my ex, just because
Yeah.
I didn't feel in love.
No.
Uh, and even last year, I started having like romantic tension with Nani, and I was like, I think I love him. And then finally, me and the ex were just like, no, no, no. And I made passing jokes like, it's okay now that we're gone. I can finally grab Nani, and they were just like menial jokes, but Nani's reaction was very telling.
Hmm.
I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be honest. But I was like, I was depressed. I just didn't want to be alone, and I think I was more scared of messing it up with Nani
Mm-hmm.
at that time, just because that was the one that I really loved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry for getting depressing. Oh my god, I'm
No,
gonna
no,
cry.
no, no. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
uh,
It's all good.
I will say, in all honesty, um, I think this Valentine's Day saved my life.
Hmm. Hey, I'm really happy for you, man.
I appreciate
Uh, what's the latest you ever stayed at a party?
it. This one was always like a struggle because I was not a big party person. I just didn't go to like friends' places. I did, however, now I'm sitting there thinking about it, go to a few like sleepover birthday parties at times, but those I'm not gonna consider. Instead, I'm gonna go with the Halloween party. Whenever I was young, we stayed like thinking about it like 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. and like I don't really remember that party very well. The only thing I remember is seeing a big black scorpion
Hmm.
crawling on the floor, and I was
Ooh.
like, "What do I do with that thing? I'm gonna go tell somebody because I'm not getting stung." I've seen. I was getting ready for school. I was still in middle school, I believe, and my dad was taking me, and my dad at the time was really struggling with hips.
Mm-hmm.
So he needed more support. He put his hand up on like the door.
Yep.
Scorpion was hiding right there.
Ooh.
Stung him. That's
Ooh.
the second time I have ever seen my dad cry.
Ooh.
And it was just from the pain. Like, oh my god, I felt so bad.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, that's how they get you. That's how recluses get you too. They just hide in spots where it's like, if you reach over there, you might get bit. Just because they're in like little bitty crevices that you're just like not normally going to.
This is one of the nice parts about being in New Hampshire is that as a general rule, you don't run into things that hide in things, and if they do, they're usually things that won't hurt you. Like you're gonna run into a daddy long legs, and maybe it's hiding in your boot, but you're not gonna have a scorpion hiding in your boot. So if you just put on your boot, you don't have to worry about a scorpion getting you.
That's fortunate. I mean, I get so terrified. Like, I check the toilet just to make sure that there's nothing trying to creep out of the pipes. Like, you gotta make sure everything's good. I get so anxious because I'm just like, they're gonna get me. Something's gonna get me.
I hear that's a problem in Florida. Is snakes can make their way into the pipes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, but it's terrifying.
At least it's not Australia. Oh my god, I have like a pretty bad arachnophobia. And have you seen those hunters?
Australia, everything's trying to kill you in Australia.
Yeah, that's true. They got spiders that are like 3 feet long. Like, no.
Jeez, just. There are lots of parts of Australia where such things are not a problem, and if I go there, I will only ever go to those places.
Yeah. Like, if I'm there, I'm going to Sydney or Perth. I'm not dealing with the outback. There's just no way.
Crocodile Dundee can stay there. I like that movie. Do you ever get lost while going home?
I don't. I'm very good with directions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also like pretty good, I would say, at having good survival instincts. Like, I mean, I'm not one of those people that can look at the sun and be like, it's about 30 minutes afternoon. No, I'm not one of those kinds of people. But if I'm looking at the sun, it's like, okay, I know which direction this is, and I could generally pathfind my way places. But my mind is like a steel trap whenever it comes to things that I feel like I need to remember.
Mm-hmm.
So I will remember the entire pathway home, no matter where I'm going. I am gonna find my way home. I will not get lost. I just don't. I don't, and I'm not in a spot where I can like walk places. So I'm like kind of like you. I live in the sticks. Like, I'm 28 minutes away from the town that I live in. So I can't walk everywhere. So I'm at least in a car. And thank God GPS exists. So if by some magical existence I lose myself, then I'll be like, okay, I'll just pull up my phone and look it up.
Nice.
So I do not get lost. I'm lucky.
Nice. And I think from our last interview you said you don't collect anything, right?
No, I don't, but it sure looks like I do.
So let's just skip that one. What smell reminds you of home?
It's gonna be peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
My mom is a fiend. I swear to you, if we don't have peanut butter in our pantry, we're going to the store at some point to get peanut butter. Right? I have walked out of my room to go get myself a water, and a good 80% of the time I do that. She has peanut butter in hand and a spoon. And I like peanut butter too, right? And my little sibling loves to bake, so they'll make like peanut butter cookies. And recently, like, my birthday was on the 8th, and we had like on that day it's Fluffernutter Day, so we have peanut butter. I think I said mushroom last time we talked about it, just like randomly, but I always get those words backwards sometimes. But we have peanut butter and marshmallow fluff, and what they did for me was they made a pie, a Fluffernutter pie for me.
Wow.
It was magnificent. It was so good. I was like, what? My sibling doesn't even like peanut butter, but they like their pie. Like, good job. You made something you enjoy with an ingredient that you despise. Like, that's such a good skill to have. Like, it was really good, and like it was topped with like marshmallows. Inside it was cream cheese, peanut butter, and marshmallow fluff. And then at the very end, my dad melted peanut butter and just drizzled it on top.
Wow.
Oh my god, it was so good. So unhealthy, but so good.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm pretty sure that fluff is actually based around where I live. So the fluffernutter is a New England phenomena. So that it made its way all the way down to Texas is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely neat. But I will say, like, that might just be a me thing, because I had to explain what a fluffernutter was to my family.
Yeah.
But then they tried it, and it took us 20 minutes to eat one of those sandwiches just because they always get stuck onto something in your mouth. But I genuinely think I was the only one that actually liked them, but it became a tradition for us on that day, on my birthday, to eat a fluffernutter sandwich. But this time we had pie, so...
Oh, I just did a quick internet search. Yes, fluff in fact comes from a town called Somerville in Massachusetts, and
Wow.
yeah, I knew it was a local thing. So that's like an hour away from me, so that's pretty cool.
That
But
is
yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah. Oh, literally.
It's all good. It's all good.
Awesome.
I love those kind of jokes. Don't worry.
Well, anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you very much for coming out. I do appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so sorry that we had to do a redo, but
Yeah, totally. Not your, totally my fault. If I wasn't, dumb, I would have gotten it right the first time. But this is a learning process. I'm still new to this, so
yeah. I mean,
I don't have a live chat telling me, by the way, Boomer, your microphone is way too high.
yeah. It's all good though.
Yeah, it's all good. Anyway, if you're out watching in chat, thank you very much for coming out to watch this interview. You can find links to RymeForever's Twitter and Twitch channel in the description to this video. It won't have a period in it because YouTube is not friendly. And be sure to subscribe to this channel for more interviews like this. Thank you very much. And I was your host, Jack Jinseki, and joining me was RymeForever.
Bye, chat.
Bye-bye, everyone.